Hello? I'm hoping that if this works. Hmm. Okay, so I have everybody, yes? Hello? Can you unmute yourselves? It shows that we're live. You see us? Yay!
You think we struck gold in the gold mining days or something?
Oh my God, you have no idea. I hate technical difficulties. It's the worst.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think
now I gotta get on this meeting because
so. I don't see any of these things that you say you're saying. I see all of our freaking faces. They're beautiful, by the way.
yeah, that's all that you need to see. Hi, everyone. We're here. Hi. You see Ati. Okay, so they see me, so they see us, I think.
I see Achi, that's all that matters.
No, no. We see and hear you. We see you. Yay. Hi, Tiffany. Okay, so does everybody see everybody? I need to sign in on my phone.
It might only see the people that are talking. So like if someone's talking, it might pull that screen up. I'm going to go on YouTube just to see as well, because I don't know what they can see.
Thank you, Chelsea. Let the girl with the brain trauma do the technical work. Okay, so perfect. I can go here and then stop my video here.
Yeah. Okay. So I see it. So whoever's talking,
Yes.
it shows them.
Oh, fun times. Is there any way for me to change that in Zoom?
If you click gallery view instead of speaker view on your end, Ati, maybe.
Yeah, let me try that.
See.
Nice. Oh,
Okay, now let's see.
which one is that, Chelsea? The Rolling Empire? Let's see.
The real Angela Rockwood.
On YouTube?
Yeah, I went to her, the bio, the link in there.
Can everybody see everybody now?
Where'd Ange go?
Fixed. Now I see 3 people. Sweet.
There we go.
We're gonna have this down pat next time. Yay.
Yay!
Hi, everyone. Okay, Ange is here. Yes. Okay. Okay, mediator.
Wait, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Are we on? Where's the music?
I know. I like so worried about that here's your music, girl.
You guys see
They see us.
But it's like just one at a time.
Okay, so hey everyone! Push Girls is finally in the house. We're in the building. We are live.
Oh, got it. Hey,
All right, Jack, it's on you.
What's up, you guys? Can you guys see me?
They can. Okay, so let me just make a quick thing. If you girls go to the YouTube link, then you girls will be able to see as well. and I believe you'll be able, so Chelsea and Mia, if you could go to the YouTube link as well, either on a phone or iPad, or if you have something extra, or Tiffany, if you want to do that as well. That way, you girls can see what everybody is writing. I can see pretty well because I put it on a big monitor.
I am on, I don't see it though on the YouTube.
Yeah, I don't see a chat.
You don't see chat. You don't see a chat on your end?
I just see a link like this. Where's the chat? Because that's the video.
Right.
There should be a chat.
I don't know. Anybody else could help us out to show how we figure out how to see the chat? Because I can only see it from my end.
But then why don't you just read some questions? Because everyone's been waiting for so long. Or
Hey guys, what's up? I'll just start this then while we
start
figure
the
out
thing.
everything else. So hey, the push girls are here. Sorry, you guys. Thank you for being patient. It's 6:27, but you know what? We pushed through. We pushed through. We were all excited. We actually came on here early, and as Tiff said, the whole Mercury retrograde.
Yeah,
there's still
thank
like
you,
a
Tiff, for
whole
that.
foreshadowing, or what is it, Tiff?
it's the post shadow phase. It's gone direct, but there's still some lingering until like March 12th or 11th.
So there you guys go. So we're going to blame it on that. Okay. But we're here. So thank you guys. We are excited. We're going to be sharing lots and lots of stuff that you guys don't know about us that we never shared on the show. And we're going to start with how we all met, how this all happened. Because most people, some people, not everyone, they think we were cast, but we weren't. We actually know each other, obviously, in real life. So we'll start with, I guess, Ati, how I met Ati first. I got injured 20 years ago, 1 week before 9/11. And how did we meet? How did we meet, babe?
How did we met?
How did we met?
Meet.
Yeah.
I can't see. Okay, I gotta like swipe and stuff like that. Yeah.
And just FYI, girls, I'm like looking at my iPad on the YouTube live, and there's a huge delay. I don't know why, but there is. So
But
just
you
we could
see the
still
chat?
share the stories, and it'll go according to. I don't know how that's going to work with the questions though. But anyway, how did Angela and I meet? Well, I believe no, I'm not the one that's injured the longest. Mia and I believe are the same amount of time. Anyway, in Los Angeles, I had already been injured 10 years and from a hit and run car accident on the freeway. I became paralyzed from the waist down, T10, T12 level. Anyway, I would actually go back to hospitals to speak to newly injured patients because I don't know, there was just something in me that just wanted to continue to inspire people to keep going and you know, showing them that life is possible after a spinal cord injury or after life changes. And so I actually went into this room. I had a friend tell me, oh my gosh, you have to meet this girl. She reminds me just like you. She reminds me of you, you know, same energy, same, you guys almost look alike, and please just go talk to her. She's newly injured. I was like, okay, sure, no problem. So I go in thinking I'm going to go inspire this woman and, you know, tell her life's going to be grand. Oh no, Miss Thing turned around in her power chair with her mohawk and looking like Miss Thunderdome. Turned around, was like, oh, hey. And I was like, I do not need to go inspire this. She's already got it. She's already good. I can already see it in her eyes and in her spirit that she was good. Like literally, you know, we go through our phases of mourning, but when I went in there, I was like, okay, this hot chick has already got it all. What am I going to say to her? I'm always like, hey, what's up? Yeah. Ange, you want to chime in?
It was like, yeah, you guys know, all you guys out there, you guys know in your life when you just meet someone, you feel like you've known them for a long time, or there's just that click, that bond. And so I remember looking at Ati like, yeah. And I remember she was saying some stuff to me, inspiring things. And I just looked at her, and I think, I don't know if you remember, babe, but I was like, because you said something like, I don't normally say this to people, but you're going to walk again. And I just looked at you and I started laughing. And then I just looked at you. I was like, yeah, you're one of us. Like, we're here to do some stuff. And
Yes.
I didn't know, had no idea. I actually lost contact with Ati, and 3 years actually went by, right? Right, babe?
Yeah.
I think 3 years. 3 years went by. And in the middle of the 3 years, that's where I met Mia. And Mies was actually here at my house. Remember, Mies, how we met?
Yep, I do.
Yeah, I want to know. I'd never even heard your side, but I remember I seeing you. It was for the acting class. And I remember rolling down the ramp and I saw you. The first thing I looked at was your high top sneakers.
Really?
Cute, yes.
You remember what I was wearing? That's so crazy.
I
always
know,
remember what
right?
you were wearing.
You
Yeah.
remember she has the photographic memory.
You had your high top, you had the high top white sneakers with the heels on them.
Oh,
And so I was
yeah.
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 So
I
anyways,
actually
you're like,
lost
"Where
those
did I
shoes with Chelsea and Tiffany. When we
Wait,
were
what? Say it.
and Chelsea and Tiffany and I went to like the Project Walk. That one time I lost those shoes on that trip.
Are you serious? Oh man, those are
Yeah.
hot. Because
I
was
love
like,
those shoes. I know.
I was like, I want like, because I never wore sneakers. I know when I met Auntie, she was wearing sneakers, but I was like, those are hot because they're like high heel sneakers.
Yeah, they were wedge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Wedge
all right, you guys. So, like Mia, so I opened my house up to an acting class for the media access, and my house was open for 8 years. Every disability came through here, from wheelchairs to amputee to blind, you name it. And for 8 years. So Mies was in one of the classes, and that's how I met Mia. We started talking about 11s, 11, and all that stuff. And we connected. And then when I reunited with Ati, at that time, 3 years had already gone by. And, you know, I don't know if you guys know, most of you guys probably know, but when I was injured, I actually had a premonition when I was 17 that I was going to be in a horrific car accident. So when I actually woke up in the hospital, I was talking to Chelsea about this like 4 weeks back. I woke up and there was that little voice talking to me, and I remember looking up at the ceiling and it was like deja vu. And I remember asking my father to sit by my bedside, and he wrote word for word my vision. And I can tell you guys, I'm living it till this day. Now, I didn't know that a TV show was going to manifest. I had no idea that I was going to go on this beautiful journey and meet these beautiful women, queens on their thrones. All I know is that in the first 3 years of my paralysis, I had all these different people come up to me and share their stories. And like Mia said, when I went down to Project Walk, I saw all these young girls lose a part of themselves when they were paralyzed. They lost this light within them. Like they wanted to give up. They didn't want to look cute anymore. They were wearing baggy sweats, no makeup, all this stuff. And I remember when I reunited with Ati 3 years later, I told Ati we needed to create a team of women warriors to go out into the world and to remind them to just push all the limits and just live life to the fullest. So that's when Ati, Mia, and myself, we had created Cheerilee's Angels, and pun intended. And then we're like, okay, we need another girl on the team. And so lo and behold, Miss Tiffaroo. Do you guys remember how we met Tiff? I know how I met Tiff. How did you guys meet Tiff?
At
my
the
girl
club
went
on
out.
Sunset.
What?
At the club, the
Yeah,
dance.
girl went out.
That club.
Oh my God, yes. But do you know how it all happened? Tiff, do you
Wait,
actually
hold on.
know?
What club was I at?
I think it was like the
We went to
Whiskey,
Roxy.
the Roxy or something. I think it was the
Oh my
Roxy.
God, I was there by myself. I mean,
Yeah,
No,
you came there, but you came there to meet us.
Oh,
you were chatting it up with Santina.
Yes.
And Santina was like, oh, I have this girlfriend. Can she come by? And I remember you came by, Tiff. We're sitting out on my porch. And I remember you were sitting there and you started talking from your heart, as you always do. And you were like, yeah, I'm finally on this path where I just feel like I'm going to heal the world and this and this. And do you remember that?
yeah, I felt it was a very heavy thing when I finally accepted it after realizing that when I had got paralyzed, that was something that was going to be part of my journey, and it was like, it just felt like a heavy like responsibility and weight, and I didn't want to necessarily accept it fully right away. So it took some time until I finally moved to Los Angeles, and I was like, okay, let's do this. And then, I remember the day. It was really a beautiful day outside on your patio. It was, the sun was like glistening in between your trees and then your koi pond at the bottom. And it was a nice little breeze. Yeah, I remember.
We all went out to the Roxy that night. And that was the night they were like, oh my God, you guys are like all hot in chairs. We need to do like a calendar, like a swimsuit or some kind of calendar. And it was like all of us. And Santina, we all like took photos out in the front. And so, yeah, then Cheerilee's Angels, we started going out and doing stuff. And I remember I was telling you guys, okay, I kept seeing this vision and I kept thinking like it was an exercise video or something, but I was like, no, it's more than that. It's not just physical. It's like mind, body, and spirit. And I was like, I know we're going to do big things. It's going to be huge. And so when the opportunity finally came, when David Hurwitz of Fear Factor American Gladiator came to ask about doing a show, I remember that's when I called you guys up and I was like, so you guys ready? You guys ready to do this? What I was talking about and do a reality show? And you guys were like, what? Yes. And so during that time, we were in Beverly Hills at a Life Rolls On event. And we had the awesome blessing of meeting our Chels. You guys remember? I actually didn't see her first. I saw her first.
What'd
You
you
guys
say?
saw her first. You guys saw Chelsea first before me because I know that some of you guys have taken photos. Chelsea, you want to share your story, babe?
Yes, Chelsea.
Sure.
Don't be shy now.
So it was the year that I was injured, and it was the Life Rolls On surf event, their big fundraiser they do. And it was October of 2010. And I got a invite to go to this from Jesse. And it was like at the Beverly Hills hotel, some hotel in Beverly Hills. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to Beverly Hills. What? And I just remember going, and I remember sitting outside, and I had seen Ati's dance videos on YouTube before. And so I was sitting outside with my dad, and I was like, oh my God, dad. And I got really excited because I recognized Ati from her videos on YouTube. And my dad was like, go say hi to her. And I was like, no. I was like 19 years old. I was like, oh my God, no, I don't want to talk to anyone. I was nervous. And then my dad went over and said hi to Ati, brought her over. I said hi, and then she introduced me to the other girls. And then, yeah, it just it was really cool. It was a really cool moment for me, being newly injured and being oh my gosh, someone I recognize, so yeah.
Aww.
That was a fun, he always threw amazing events.
He did. Always. Yeah. And then I met all of you guys. And I just remember going oh my gosh, all of these girls are so pretty and they're wearing beautiful dresses and you guys were just stunning. And it was something that I needed to see at that time, newly injured, seeing amazing, beautifully sexy women dressed up, it just really changed my outlook on everything. So it was really cool.
What's cool is we have a picture of that night. That's what's cool.
It's
that's
on
my favorite
my
picture.
Instagram.
I wish you could share it now.
I know you have. Ati, are you able to share that photo? Do you have it, babe?
I'm gonna look right now.
So while you look, you have our Push Girls thing up right now. I want to share how. So I'll tell you guys a little bit, not too much. I mean, it's not really. I mean, yeah, it is a huge thing. I guess I was talking to Chelsea. Like I said, 4 weeks ago, we were catching up and everything, and humbly and proud. I didn't realize how much Push Girls, how we affected a lot of folks. And through all these years since Push Girls, people, and I'm sure with you guys, keep saying, when are you going to bring a show back? When are you going to bring a show back? When's the next show? When's the next show? And slowly but surely, as I was sharing info and stuff through Instagram or whatever, people would share these beautiful stories. Or the last time I was truly touched was at your event, Chelsea, for Rolettes. I went there we went to go support you, and one of the moms were there, and they came up and they were just basically saying how, thank you for what you guys did for bringing Push Girls, because she was in that moment of her daughter just got injured. She had no idea how to even direct or guide her or what to say or anything. And she was just so heartfelt. And she was just sharing how when she found Push Girls, and of course, seeing your story, Tiff, me's, and Autie's and mine, she just felt that there was hope. And then her daughter saw us, and her daughter was at your event. And yeah, I just was like, wow. So saying all of that, I would love for you guys to share a story or a moment that someone perhaps came up to you and allowed you to realize that the impact that we had, it was huge. Because I don't know about you guys, but a lot of people don't know, when that show happened, I had just separated from my ex-husband of like 13 years. And I just lost all of my nursing care as a quadriplegic. So I was like a deer in the headlights. And then now I had this TV show with you guys. And if you see most of my interviews on Push Girls, I'm just like, huh? Like, yeah. And so now that I look back, and it's 10 years, okay? That was 2011. I'm like, wow. I was like, we really did something. We did something, And I'm trying not to get emotional here, but back then the girls know, even when we're on talk shows, they're like, oh, so how did this come about? And how did this happen? And all the girls would just like look over at me, and I'm just like I was so stunned. But now, gratefully, I look back and I'm getting emotional. I love you guys, and I'm so happy that we're able to create this and do this and show the world. And I would love to hear stories that allows you guys to continue pushing and doing what you do today.
Mhm.
Who's gonna go first? Don't be shy. Come on.
I have to
guys.
share something with you. I just found in my my trunk. You're gonna be like, oh my gosh, watch. One sec.
Go for it, Tiff, please. I want we want to share stuff with you guys, you fans and our followers and our friends and family that
You remember you made this, and I literally found it in the trunk of my car the other day. I was like, what the heck? You made this. Remember we had to go use this to go.
what?
Yeah. Do you remember that?
Oh my God, I don't even remember that.
Oh,
Remember
Oh my gosh, Tiff.
I found this in my trunk the other day. I don't even know how. It was, remember you had, this is August 2010. How was this I must have been in my moving box or something. And so it was.
You put the photos forward on your camera.
I think it's the original like book that you had to go pitching the old school way. You know what I'm saying?
right.
You remember we didn't have digital. It wasn't like you submitted digitally like your press kit or anything like that. It was like you literally submitted by hand. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, I don't even have one of those, Tiff.
And then you would go in, and then you have them look at this, and the what are they called? The the casting, the networks per se. The networks, they'd be in there and they'd be looking. Remember, Charles, you were there too with this book, I think, or we had a different one. You don't remember?
I wasn't part of any of that. I met you guys after.
But I feel like you went and I feel like you went in a couple of the meetings, like for
Oh.
Uh-uh.
No, the meeting that Chelsea went into that I was talking about, which I would love for her to share. And we're still gonna go back to some of your guys' stories. So
and the
since you're
potential
bringing it up.
storyline. This is so cute. Anyways, I was
We
surprised.
went to all the networks, Tiff. That's probably why you're just kind of like, it's like, it is like all of a blur. But like when I look back, I'm like, we went to every single major network in this town. And people don't know this, you guys, but I'm going to share it. Nothing against the major networks out there, but nobody wanted us at the time. They're all like, no, they were all scared.
They didn't know what to do
women
with
in
us.
wheelchairs. And I just remember like the four of us, Authy, I would go first with my story, and then Authy, and then Mia, and then poor Tiff. She always had to wait like all this like time for us each to tell our story. And by the time Tiff was done, I'd look at the producers' faces and they're all like they didn't know what to do with us. They're just like,
I remember one, I don't remember exactly which network, but they, after like we went through this whole thing, they were like, okay, so how often do you get drunk and fight? And we were like,
Yeah.
I don't think you get what we're trying to do here.
Oh my God. Right.
I remember we were like, that's not the network for us.
Yeah. They're like,
So with Chelsea, I remember Ati called me up and I was here. I was actually sitting right here and my desk was right there on the wall. And she called me and she was like, babe, I'm like, yeah, what's up? And she's like, so I was thinking, do you remember the young girl that we met at the Life Rolls On event? I'm like, the blonde, the beautiful blonde, she's like, yeah, with her dad. I'm like, yeah. Like Chelsea, yeah. Like, so I was thinking, what do you think about having her on our show with us? And I'm like, yeah, oh my God, yeah. She's like newly injured and she can touch and impact all the youth and the younger generation. And she's got her whole story and everything. And I was like, let me talk to Gay and you reach out to her and talk to her and just like see. So Charles, I want you to take over, babe. I'm not gonna say anymore because I don't think Ati even knows this. And you got to add the bio part too, please.
Okay. So I remember I was at my mom's apartment and I remember Ati called me and she's like, hey, so I need you to send me a bio. And I was like, what's a bio? I was like 19 years old and she's like, type out like just a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your story. And I was like, okay, I went to high school, now I'm paralyzed and like, that's it. Literally, that was it. So I like talked about what my passions were, talked about how I was injured. And then like 2 months later, she called me and she was like, hey, when are you coming down to LA? And I was like, I don't know, but I can come down whenever. Why? And she's like, well, there's some people that I want you to meet with. And so yeah, when can you come down? And I was like, well, I don't know, whenever. And so my dad and I drove down and I remember I think my dad might have known, but I had no idea who I was meeting with, to be honest. I literally I had dinner literally in Studio City right over here at this like really yummy, like Italian, like and pizza place. And we met these like two ladies and we had dinner. And I just remember they were like asking me a bunch of questions about like my injury and what I want to do and stuff like that. And then they literally, all they said was, you're a missing link. And I was like, to what? And they're like, well, we're pitching a reality show. And I was like, okay. I'm from like a small town. I had no idea what, like nothing about any of that. And they're like, so are you interested? And I was like, well, I mean, sure. I don't know what I'm saying yes to. And then, yeah, they just were like, okay, let's go for it. And I literally had no idea what I was like rolling
Signing
into.
up for?
No idea. Yeah, no idea. So I think my dad knew, but he didn't tell me. So
Yeah, I think I did share a little bit with your dad where I was like, I didn't tell him everything because I didn't really know him that well. So I was like, I don't know if that's his daughter, he might tell her. So I just said, we have some important people that we need to meet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Charles, you were like, it was Gay Rosenthal and Jen, the director. You were
it
like,
was
wait, what?
yeah.
Producer? What? Huh?
Yeah.
Like a TV producer? Like one of the biggest TV producers in the entertainment. Like she goes way back to Star Search days. Yeah. So Mies, you got to share a story about whatever, Mies, whatever's going to pop up. In your head. I know
Something.
I'm watching you over there. Picture the book. I want
Well,
to
let me read some of the comments. I wonder if anybody's like, why isn't Mia talking?
Means the
yeah,
children.
I think it answers maybe some of the comments or questions. We can't see any of that.
I know.
Ati, you see it, right?
Huh?
You see the questions, right?
Yes.
Okay, we'll do that. We're gonna do that at 7:30. We're gonna give you guys 30 minutes to like ask all the questions you guys want to ask. Because I know we started 30 minutes late, so we're just kind of pushing things just to be on the time frame. But I know we'll probably go on a little more if we need to. But Mies, I didn't forget you. I'm waiting for you, girl.
Chelsea,
Babe, you can even talk about how you're so shy to even like, how was it? You guys, come on now. Let's talk about like, seriously. I mean, Chelsea had no idea it was Gay Rosenthal. And I mean, doing this show, like they would like give us the time and they're like, okay, we'll be at your house, Ange, at 7 a.m. Oh God, no. They'd be coming in at like 6 a.m., still in bed, no makeup, the camera crew. And you're like, what? Oh my God, I'm screaming at Auntie Judy. Like, and I remember you, Mies, you were like all Miss Shy. I don't know. Yeah, maybe I'll be comfortable doing that. And like,
And then who's the first one that got nude on the shoot?
Hello.
What? I did? Oh, the shower. Oh, yeah. Oh,
And
Hello.
it wasn't like really, it was you were just getting in the shower.
yeah, yeah. I forgot about
It
that.
wasn't like, stop looking.
Well, I do remember.
She was nude.
Were you? No, you weren't.
Yeah,
You were.
I don't shower with clothes on.
Oh yeah, you were the brave one.
you know which one I liked of you guys? When you guys went backwards down the stairs.
Yes. That's
That
when
was my
Tiffany was
favorite
moving,
thing
right?
Ever.
That was-
Do you remember that, Tiff?
Yeah, I used to be so scared because I too came from a small town. So I didn't know about riding elevators. I didn't know about under parking garages. I would literally have anxiety. Like I would sometimes spend 30 minutes just trying to find a parking space out in the street because I didn't want to park under in case of an earthquake. Because I did experience them in LA more than I've ever experienced in my life. And then the elevators, I would literally I'd like say a prayer every time. I was so scared. And the same with the stairs, being in an apartment, because that's where I moved to the, that apartment in downtown Hollywood or whatever. Oh, it was a lot. I learned so much about big city living. Yeah. It was so much. And then Mia is like, let me teach you in case there is a fire. And I'm like, okay. I mean, I was like scared, but it was, how many flights was that?
But the funny thing was that we actually had to do it for reals. Not
For
just when I was
reals.
teaching you, but
For
when we
reals.
shot at the pool where I went swimming, it was at this like YMCA, and they didn't have an elevator to like the place where we were gonna go work out or something.
Yes.
So we had to get someone to carry us, and then to go back down, that person that carried us had left, and I was like, oh well, you know how to get down the stairs now, so down the stairs.
Where were you, Mia, when I first got
Yeah.
injured? Dude, when the elevator broke down, I would just throw my chair down the stairs and then go down the stairs.
Well, that's actually how I thought about it and learned, is that when I was in the rehab center, I remember sitting waiting for the elevator with a couple other people who had just gotten injured too, and we're watching the elevator, and I'm like, and there was a sign that said, in case of fire, use stairs. I'm like, it might as well say, in case of fire, you're just SOL, because what are we going to do? So then the next day, the physical therapist was like, I could show you how to get down the stairs if you want. I'm like, yeah. And so that's how it came about.
Wow.
That's scary.
That's cool.
I didn't learn until you showed me.
All right, we gotta talk about you guys. Come on, because we brought it. Heels,
Huh?
heels, wearing high heels. Ati,
Yes.
high heels, babe. When I first met you, you were wearing heels.
No, because I was Miss Hip Hop, so
Yeah,
all I
I'm not
wore was
wearing any
sneakers and
right now.
boots and. Are you showing your feeties
I'm
too?
just saying I have no shoes on right now, which is typical.
No, I just thought of that because I was thinking of the commercial. Chicho. I was thinking of the commercial we did when Tip was like, "Oh my God, all these girls with all these heels and everything." And I don't know. I was just messing with you guys. But I want to hear a story, Ati, about you and just one of those moments that just touched you. Kenzo.
What do you mean?
What I was talking about, how I was saying that when I was at the Rolettes event, Chelsea's Rolettes event, and the mom came up and was talking to me about how Push Girls had helped her and guided her. So just one of those moments that you guys had with one of the fans, and it just made you, humbly just made you realize like, wow, like I didn't realize how we impact the world.
Mine wasn't so much because I'd already been touching people's lives prior to the show, just doing the abilities expos and stuff, as far as dancing was concerned. So when after the show, when somebody came up to me and said, it was actually a couple that approached Eric and I, because remember, Eric and I had went to couples therapy on the show. The couple came up to us and they were like, wow, we didn't know, we thought we were the only ones that were going through what you guys go through. And, thank you so much for being so brave and showing your vulnerable side and going to couples therapy, because it actually encouraged us to go to couples therapy and it's helping. And I was just like, whoa, okay. So yeah, that is when I found out that we were like, for me personally, that we were making an impact with our personal stories, not just, what it was that we were doing, but just our personal lives. I'm sure probably did people approach you, check? Or sorry, for anybody that doesn't know that I call Angela my best friend. And yes, we were all best friends prior to the show. This was not casted. I call Angela Jack. Jack, did anybody ever approach you as far as that was concerned about you leaving or, asking for divorce?
Before I answer that question, babe, can you guys see Auntie when she's talking on the YouTube?
I don't even know the YouTube link right now.
I don't have
Because
the-
when you're talking, Auntie, I don't see you on my Zoom. I see the Push Girls picture. So I just want to make sure your face is popping up on the chat.
Oh, yes. Oh, I see what you're saying. I don't know where that's.
I need a link to the YouTube so I can see these questions.
Can you see her, Charles?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure. And before I answer that question, I also want to put in there what you just said. I gave you mad props, babe, when you did those scenes and when you opened up about your relationship with Eric. Because I don't know people out there, if you guys know, but our show was not scripted. Everything that we shared, it was really what was going on in our life. Basically, what we did is from the whole entire year, we just wrote down every single event that we were basically attending, to what was going on in our life, to everything. And we just basically gave it to the producers, and they would go through everything and they would pick out. You've got 5 women and you've got 25 minutes, less than 25 minutes to capture 5 stories. They were amazing. The whole entire team of Rosenthal, Gay Rosenthal's production, because they would shoot us all day from like 7 to like 5, sometimes 8, sometimes 11 at night. And they had all this footage, and then they had to shoot all of our stuff and capture all these moments and put it all together in 25 minutes. I was always like, wow. I remember sitting there watching all the stuff that they were doing, and I'm just like, wow. I was like constantly just like bowing down and just like giving them praise, because it's not easy. It's not easy.
I was
And
always feeling for the editors
telling
too.
I'm sorry, what'd you say, babe?
I said I was always feeling for the editors who had to go through hours and hours of footage just to make the stories work.
Yeah, and the fact, like, when you did that thing with Eric, like, I didn't even know the full story of what happened to you guys. And then when you actually went to go see a therapist or a counselor on the show and put that stuff out there, because for the fans out there, when you have a camera on you, we're trying to do our best to just not even be aware that the camera's there. I mean, in the beginning, like, the camera's there and you're just trying to be in the moment and just be there and be as genuine and real and authentic and just pretend it's not there. But when you're in a very intimate place, of whether taking a shower like what Mia did, or freaking my VSDs, I was like showing the world my VSDs, Victoria's Secret Depends, at the time when I used to wear them. And just, we wanted to show the world like that this can happen to anyone. And it wasn't the common denominator with all 5 of us. It wasn't the wheelchair, it was our spirit and our energy and how we push through, because a lot of people think that, oh, push girls because they push wheelchairs, but it's not. It's because we push the boundaries, we push the limits, we push love, we push beauty, we push everything that people say that we can't do. And so when Auntie shared her story with Eric, I was just like, wow, babe, that's freaking brave. Like, that's wow. So I give you mad props for that. As of people coming up to me, that was the hardest decision of my life, to separate from Dustin, because I didn't believe in divorce. And I remember when he asked me to marry him, I was like, I don't believe in divorce, and I'm not gonna. So it took me 2 years. And when I finally made that decision, it was hard because it was during the show. I lost all my care. And then I was sharing it. But to be open with you, it's not so much of what they said to me, it's what happened afterwards. Because unfortunately, people don't understand this. Maybe there should be a book later, but behind closed doors, like, it's a reality show. It is one thing, and we're being authentic and real and genuine, but it's another where what we are putting out there, it affects people in a positive way. But at the same time, there's some people that will perceive it another way, and it actually hurts people. And so when I did my 5th episode with Dustin, you know, me and him are best friends. I was just talking to him like 4 days ago. We still talk. He's you know, happily married to his beautiful wife Bibi, who I've met, and I know his family and everything, so we still stay connected. And that's how I am. I stay connected to the people who have touched my life or impacted in some way. But the bottom line is, when I did that episode to show the world that I was this quadriplegic, I was making a decision to separate from, quote unquote, what would be like my security or like my soulmate, whatever. Like, you know, security is an illusion, but basically the gist of it is, it was hard. And I was trying to put it out there that as a quadriplegic, I'm going back into the world to be independent. And some people thought I was throwing Dustin under the bus. But I had actual friends that basically were calling me out, like, oh, you just did this or that. Or our show was not all about like pity me or feel bad for me. No, our show is about empowerment and everything. And so so to answer your question, Otz, I learned a lot from that experience by putting it out there. And would I do it again? Yes, because I'm sure that there's some women out there that probably saw it and maybe they gained some confidence, not to go out and separate from your husband, but just to show that even if you're a quadriplegic, you can go out and try to be independent and try to start modeling or start working at an older age. You know what I mean? Because because I remember Tiff, when they were making Tiff say like, oh, what do you think about Ange going back into modeling at like 38, 39? But anyways, so I'm still waiting, Mies, on you for that moment. Don't think I forgot, babe. I know we brought up about the shower and stuff like that, but I know you have a moment, Mies, if it's like with your mom or just anything that the show, if it impacted you, if it changed you, if it obviously it brought you out of your shyness, and it'll lead us into what you're doing now.
Chelsea, will you send me that link?
I mean, I do remember, I remember the moment I got the call from you that the show was going and that it got picked up. I remember I had gone to a retreat that weekend, and it was like a meditative, like grounding kind of retreat. And it was perfect timing because I remember doing this like meditation thing, and then you kept calling in the middle of the meditation, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to meditate, and like you kept calling, and I'm like, what is she like calling so much about? So then I called you back right after, and you were like, our show got picked up, and I was like, oh my god. And I remember like my stomach like dropped, and I was like, well, it's a good thing I went on this retreat, because it was like, it just was perfect timing that I had that moment of like, all right, we're doing this for the right reason. Because I definitely did have nerves, and I was really, really nervous about opening up my private life and to the world. And I still have a problem with that, honestly, like not a problem, but like anxiety about it. But it's always for the best. And I realize that the greater good is that we are showing other people things that they might not necessarily know about themselves or know about other people, specifically people that have gone through paralysis. And, you know, our lives aren't over, and not everybody ever gets to meet someone in their personal life that has gone through it. And so they just assume that it's this terrible tragedy and that we don't go on with our lives. And it's really not like that at all. So I was super excited to just make the show happen and be a part of it in that capacity for sure. And then yeah, I definitely got out of my shyness a little bit. And I would have to say, I like, as far as, you know, fans and people that have said stuff, I really want to thank all the people that also have made things for us. I have a backpack, and I still have this like little patch that someone made. They like sewed, like hand sewed Push Girls on it and whatever. And I still use that like on my backpack, and, you know, the dolls and the bracelets and stuff. Like, that's just so cool, you know, that someone actually took their heart and soul and they made something and then gave it to us as gifts. And so I'm super grateful. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else.
So
You're
cute.
so shy. It's so cute. It's what I love about you.
I don't know about that. A couple weeks ago when we were at Santa Monica Pier, after 2 little adult beverages, she was not so shy. Also,
That sometimes helps.
I'm sorry, I just threw you out there. It was so fun though. I was like, I have to drive back to Northern California. I am not partaking in these things, but it was so much fun. I was
What?
surprised how many people were out at Santa Monica that day.
Yeah, I forget that, you know, we live in a city where the beach is right here. It's so
I know,
nice
I'm
to, like, remember that.
I used to go so often, like I would set myself like, I'm going to do 5 miles from Santa Monica to Venice and then back. And that was like one of my favorite things to do. But I lived a little further from the beach. I was like 10, 11 miles. So it was
Yeah. I think if you live further, it almost reminds you to like do it as like an event. Whereas if you live closer, you're just like, whatever, it's right there.
right there. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So fun though.
It was.
Now that I have a dog, I'm like, whoa! I'm like, get all like nervous that he's gonna run into somebody. Actually, when we went to the beach at one time, this guy's skateboard like popped out of his like foot and like ran like straight through me and my dog. I was like, oh my gosh! And I was like, now I know how other people feel like when we're coming at them really fast on wheels and they think that we can't stop.
Oh my gosh. Sorry. Speaking of dogs.
You know what? You know what I love about you guys? I'm like watching you guys and everything, all of you guys. And I remember being at the pitch meeting, the very first one. It was OWN. And I remember like, yeah, that's Auti. She's like the firecracker. She just says whatever. And, you know, if she needs stuff done, she's going to get it done. And Mia's the chill goddess. And Tiff wears her heart on her sleeve. And Tiff, you went through a serious metamorphosis, I would have to say. And you really put your stuff out there, because we were always like, yeah, she's trying to figure out if she wants to be with a man or with a woman. Or people were like, and like when we're like telling them like she's at the Playboy Mansion and, you know, she works out. And I remember like all these stories that you'd be saying to these producers, and they're just like, and then finally I was like, okay, we need to like show them pictures, because these people obviously they can't see it. Like Mia swimming, Auti dancing, modeling, whatever, you know. And Tiff, you changed our show into like intervention, like when you went out looking for your sister. And I mean, you brought a lot of the just energy in a sense of, I don't watch reality shows, you guys, so I don't know if a reality show out there went looking for a sister or whatever or whatnot, but you went from looking for your sister to rescuing her to then, what's that guy's name with the little boy?
Matt.
Yeah, then to
That guy.
Yoko, to like, you were putting stuff out there that not a lot of people would do. And now looking back, babe, like, have you thought about it? How do you feel?
I feel very fortunate and blessed to always stay true to myself, my roots, and my calling. And I've always not labeled my sexuality. This is over 10 years ago. So I've always seen things through a little bit of a different lens. And I always felt like people were trying to put me in a box and categorize me and be this certain specific, like, you need to choose one career, you need to choose one. And I'm like, but I feel like I'm multifaceted and talented in different areas. So why would I solely focus on one when I so needless to say
You're a
about,
Pisces woman.
yeah, that's it, chameleon of the zodiac, right? So with that being said, I feel like, I was very vulnerable in that sense of just not labeling my sexuality. And, even though they're like, you need to choose this, I'm like, I love people for people. I love human beings for the human being that they are. And so, yes, I did have a little bit of anxiety putting that out there. This is 10 years ago, right? This is before the big movements and for full on equality, even though there was progress being made. It's just now it's like, wow, what a relief to be able to be in high school nowadays and be able to be comfortable with saying, hey, I'm not labeling my sexuality. Hey, I'm attracted to, and being comfortable in that. I felt it was slightly uncomfortable for me in school at times because I felt I had to keep that a secret from judgment and whatnot, in essence, right? But now we've made some progression, and the same goes for my sister and my mother. And I'm so like, it makes me like want to get emotional because they're still sober to this day. And so but unfortunately, my mom's on dialysis 4 times a week, but they're drug and alcohol free. So I'm just so happy that this show allowed me to be able to do that intervention, because I wouldn't have had the means to be able to do that. So thank God for the producers and the directors and all of you for supporting me along that journey.
Always, babe, always. And
Yeah.
please send them our love. Tell them we're so proud of them. We love them and we miss them.
Yes, please, babe.
Yes.
Wow. Wow, that's major, babe. That's like
Yeah.
9 years.
Yeah. Well, my mom had a little fall off the wagon moment, and then, but she's sober now for almost 2 years. So, but yeah, I've learned so much from my sister, my mom, my family, the effects of addiction and how it can really, everyone struggles with different things, whether it be a physical challenge, just diversity as a whole, addiction. We all need to acknowledge that everyone is going through something, whether we can see it on the outside or not. It's even you're going through a drive-through, you're at the store, the checkout, everyone's especially now, and it's just to be a kind person. And I think we've all been very fortunate to always come back together because of Win Clay Baugh from the Paul Mitchell School. I mean, to be able to be part of those fundraising events and helping raise so much money, I feel like that that event always brings us together. And so every year I look forward to be able to go to the fundraising event where we're supporting different charities across the globe, right? So I think it's about doing what we can to make a difference, continuous, even though the show is over, right? Yes. So we're all
the fans and followers are still like asking and everything. And speaking about just continuing, Chelsea, babe. So after the show, after Push Girls, this is the part where we share what we did after the show. Because you, my babe over there, boundless babe over there, you've taken off with your roulette, your boundless babe, engaged, have a new baby. So please share, what have you been up to? We're going to share now with the fans what we've all been up to.
Okay, no pressure.
Last how many years?
Yeah, I'm sorry for you.
I'm like, okay. I, for one, can't believe that it's been 10 years. That to me is really insane. I think like one of my, back to your question, like a while back about like a moment that really stood out to me. I was trying to like rack my brain on like a moment that someone was like, this show changed my life. And to be honest, there's not just one moment. There's so many moments of like going to a Billy's Expos or going to events and people being like, oh my gosh, like that show changed my life. And like, I'm just very thankful that I was able to be a part of it. And like you guys welcomed me with open arms. And I was so new to this whole world. And I actually, during quarantine, I was watching the show. I was like rewatching it and I started crying watching myself. It was talking with Mia and Ati, and we were having sushi. And it was that moment of me being like, why me? Why? And you both were just like, there's a reason, there's a reason. And I started crying watching it, going like, I remember what that little girl felt like. And I remember how heartbroken I was. And then here I am 10 years later, just very thankful for the life I live now. And I never, during that show, I never would have ever thought that I would ever say I'm thankful for where I am with this disability, you know? And so there's just a really crazy, like full circle moment of being like, wow, those girls were right. Like all of you, even sitting at the lunch where all of you were like, you know, I'm fine with how I am. And I'm like, how can you be fine with this? Like, just,
Yeah.
you know, it's just crazy to like, now I understand, you know, and like, but you have to go through those moments. You have to be like relentless to like not want that, or, you know, like it's part of the journey. And like for me, yeah, I just wanted to share that because it was something that I was like, wow, like what a full circle moment. So now, so I started the dance team second season. If you watched it, you saw lots of drama. But so it was very interesting how that played out on TV versus, you know,
Reality.
yeah.
From TV to
But
reality. Yeah.
yeah, the reality part of it. But, you know, I'm very thankful that I did make those decisions, those really hard decisions. And I've learned so much, you know, running a business and not wanting to be a nonprofit and, you know, wanting these dreams of women in wheelchairs dancing in a ballroom and seeing that, like, and wanting that. And then now I'm like, I'm living it and I'm still like figuring things out. I'm still feel like I'm that little girl that's like figuring out life still, even though like I run a company. And so yeah, it's been great. Yes, I'm engaged, have another puppy and getting married this year.
Yay!
And babies will probably be in the next probably year or less. I don't know. It's up to Jay. So I don't know.
A quick little thing. Who did a reading on you and told you that you may or may not be specifically getting married to this man?
You did. And I was terrified because I was in a very, I was in a really bad, yeah, and that was like,
Years ago.
yeah, that was 6 years ago. I was dating
First
someone.
started dating. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was at the time I was dating someone like really, really bad. Like I was in a really bad relationship, really bad. And I was like kind of scared to get out of that relationship. But I met Jay and I was like, this guy, and she was like, can I do a reading? And I was like, listen, I don't know about this, Tiff, because now I'm it's gonna be in my head. She's like, let me just do a reading. Let me just do it. And I was like, okay. And then yeah, literally, I was very like, no, it's fine. I don't want to, because then I'm going to get in my head about it. And everything that you said, that like all these amazing things about him came true. And so it was really cool. So yeah.
Yes. I'm so happy.
Yeah. I remember
What
that.
did I do, Chelsea? What did I do to poor Jay?
Oh my gosh. I mean, you asked him lots of hard questions.
He's like, what are you going to do with my little sister? What are your intentions? I was always big sis. I apologize to you girls for always being the mama bear. I'm sorry for hurting you guys with how I can be sometimes. And talking about growing, I too have grown a lot. But yeah, super proud of you, Chelsea.
Oh, thank you. I feel like we all have grown, you know, I feel like that's also part of life. You know, we all grow, we all like do things and we all like learn from them. And I mean, everyone does. So it's totally normal.
And that's what sisterhood is all about. You know, it's all about being there for the person, not judging them and just loving them unconditionally. And that's something with us that's why we connected and we bonded, is because we truly have that within our core, to just love unconditionally, and to see each of you guys just evolve and metamorph and grow is just so beautiful. And yeah, Ots, I've known you for 20 years. You've grown a lot, babe, because I call you out on your shiza and you learn to start accepting certain things. And, you know, we all were very open with each other. And obviously the show pointed stuff out for each of us. And it's your choice for the folks out there. You know, we're not all perfect. And I remember even in the beginning when we spoke about this is a show that we're doing about our life. And yes, we're all in wheelchairs. And yes, we're going to remind people. I remember there was that tug of war of like, we're not representing everyone because this is our
Yeah.
life. But there was a lot of pressure on us, you know? And so we're going to make mistakes. We're going to do things. We're not going to be perfect. I know one fan was like, there's no way that those girls like wear makeup every day and look like that. I was like, excuse me. You come to my house every
He
day. I go to
does,
my appointment,
every
I
day.
always- I wear makeup every day, okay? Whether it's concealer or something, because my raccoon eyes, I don't want to scare anybody. But and you can ask my
Even
boyfriend
changes
that.
her Bitmoji's outfits every day.
I do. Ati called me out on it the other day as we've been like chatting back and forth in the group text.
We
and she's like,
we are real sisters. We call each other out on our stuff.
and in the beginning, it was hard at first, you know, and it's layers of skin that comes off and people get rubbed wrong and people like get upset and they go off on their tantrums or this or that. But the love just kept us together, thankfully, thank God. And, you know, for us to come together today and do this for you guys also did this for us to just be here with all the love and the supports and everything. So Ati, thank you for sharing that, babe. But what have you been up to? You went through a lot.
Who?
You.
My turn?
Yes.
Oh, Mia's
Sorry,
turn.
I keep swiping and I don't know if I keep getting bumped out or whatever. But yeah,
Did get
you
bumped
went
out.
from Eric to your baby to, I mean, your body. There's a lot of things. I don't know what you want to share, love, but there's a lot of things. Where are
I'm
you
not
now?
sure.
What's
I'm not
going
gonna
on
share.
with you, Ati Angel?
I'm not gonna share a whole bunch because I want to do this again. I want people to come back.
Okay, yeah, we will. If they want us back, we'll come back. I was
Yeah,
saying
so-
to Chelsea, you guys.
I'll catch
once
him on the next
more.
one. Go ahead, Mia.
If you guys don't, I'm going to talk about Tiffany and her readings and everything. Because
Oh,
when we were doing our Zoom meeting, like what, 3 months ago, Tiff, or 2 months ago, you're like, Ange, what? Oh, are you moving to Malibu? What am I seeing here? So if Mia doesn't go, I'm calling Tiff out. So when do you guys go and talk
Something
about
that
what's
you
going
haven't
on?
told me that I already saw. It's crazy how I see stuff. I don't know. I just embraced it more and more once I, you know, got to LA. It was like, whoa, it just happened more and more. And I just like, I'm just going to accept it and not be scared of it. And I remember you telling me that, just, you know, embrace it. And I remember one specific dream I told you the next day, you're like, and it had to do with you and Dustin. You're like, please don't share that information. And I was like, oh, it's just a dream. I don't even know. You're like, no, it's true. Please don't share it. And I was like, okay. Like, and then it just kept happening more and more. And I was like, okay, if it's going to help people, then I'll just continue to do that. Quick update. So I've been with my boyfriend now for 3 years. So that's, you know, the new and, well, not necessarily new because it's already 3 years. That's like a while, but
That's
yeah.
beautiful, babe.
huh?
Yes.
That's beautiful.
You
3 years is
met
huge.
them all at the Paul Mitchell thing last year, I think, or the year before, because it didn't
Yes,
happen.
we love him. He's amazing.
He's a sweetheart. So yeah, I was supposed to pick him up from the airport right now, actually, but he just texted me that he's gonna do the Lyft or Uber. So,
Okay.
And you're doing readings now? What are you doing, Tiff?
I do readings and fitness. That's why we're like, choose one. I'm like, but I like both. I do both. So, and also sales and education in different retail, high-end brands, going into retail, educating different employees, making sales goals, things like that. Next month it's Prada. So that's fun. That's just like the real life, you know, the real life stuff to keep going besides my passion with the film and fitness and reading. So on my website, I have the fitness that you can book. And I have like a little fitness program. And then I also do
Say your website name, babe, please.
my name, Tiffany Adams. www.tiffanyadams.com.
Everyone can go there to check
Yeah,
it out.
but spell it just in case not everybody knows. I'm sure the fans and everybody know, but just in case.
If there's new folks, yeah.
adams.com. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've been up to. I've been staying busy. The last commercial thingy I did was with Square and Microsoft, but it's feels like the filming stuff has really been put on like a halt. In like traditional film, being on set and stuff. And it was a really interesting experience, filming with masks and the COVID test and all of that stuff. They do the rapid testing, and it was a really different experience from being on set in the past, because everyone's like, whoa, 6 feet, we got it, you know. And I understand, you know, being very cautious and things like that. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I've been up to. And I have so many nieces and nephews, so obviously I'm spending quality time with them. Yes, I have another great niece that's going to be born in the next week. My sister's having her 4th child in May. So I've been
Oh, tell her we say congratulations.
I will. Serious auntie duties. So, and then
Dude, you've always been a great auntie.
Yes.
thanks. I love
Me.
so.
Since, oh my gosh, since Push Girls, 10 years. Well, I've been married for 4 years now.
Yay to the one you broke up. We broke up with them in what, the first season?
Yeah, full circle.
Oh my
like
God,
Chelsea
that's
said.
crazy.
Yeah, definitely full circle. Another one that Tiffany was like, yeah, you guys are gonna get married. And also Jen, our producer, was convinced we were gonna get married at the time. But so yeah, and I'm still doing graphic design. And let's see, I have a dog, a little baby. He's 4 too, so we got him when we got married. And let's see.
Tell them the
I'm
name.
still dancing somewhat. I just got into like partner dancing since like our like group dance. Then I started learning how to do like crazy tricks and stuff with partners, which is good for my adrenaline junkiness.
Yeah.
Because I love to see if I can figure out how to defeat gravity. That's like one of my favorite things to do. Yeah, and let's see if there's an update on who is on the show. So my mom is still my mom. That's, you know, but I do have to say that she might not have evolved much, but I have, as far as my relationship with her. And I think actually having that be broadcast in public and have, you know, people come up and say how much that helps them with their relationship with their own mothers and stuff. It really made me grow and made me appreciate what I have, even though it's not perfect. And I think that that's very freeing and makes me feel very grown up. And I don't know. Yeah, I've done other like reality stuff, like a film on women, and I don't know, you could go to like stuff like my website.
What's the name of it? What's the name of it?
Oh, LA Woman Rising was one film that I did about 50 women in LA and how they wake up in their morning routines and how they're all different, but we're all the same and we have a similar powerful spirit. So that was cool. That's out. I think you can find it on Amazon now. But yeah, just, I don't know, things here and there. I'm done. I don't know what I'm talking about.
God, 10 years. Auntie, you sure you don't want to share anything, babe?
I was trying to hurry up because it's almost 7:30.
I know, I'm seeing it. It's all good. We're gonna, even if we go 10 minutes into it with questions, with Q&A. I know Chelsea's with me because we spoke about it. So if you guys have to go off or if you have to go pick your love at the airport or anything, we will end it at 8, but will the thing continue to just go on live if we're still on?
No,
Yeah.
Oh,
It will or no, it won't?
No, it will. It'll cut off once I cut it off, I believe.
Oh, okay. Well, just
believe-
really quick. So, okay, so you want to go or you want me to go?
Fine. So, What do I share? Eric and I are not together at the moment. We are still friends. I ended up going to an audition for Janet Jackson, which kind of helped change my life a little bit, where I got invited to meet her and she told me that I was a phenomenal dancer. And I was just like, okay, my life is complete now. Did a show with my girls. I've danced with everybody that I could think of, but Janet Jackson telling me that I'm a phenomenal dancer. Okay, I think I can put my dancing shoes up now. Let's see what else. I recently had surgery, major surgery on my back for a collapsed disc and severe scoliosis. I've been in a chair for 28 years now.
Wow.
And wow, it's such a weird number to say,
Mhm.
right?
I feel like that when I say 20, I'm like, whoa.
How long, babe?
28, 29 this year.
Wow.
Next year, it'll be 30 years.
That's wild.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Chelsea, what's
Wow.
yours?
Oh, I turned 50, or I turned 51 now.
Love it.
So
Love it.
that,
That's huge, okay? Because you don't look it.
that's a huge accomplishment. So yeah, but other than that, life is good. I too have a new baby. Unfortunately, my baby that I had on the show, Batgirl, she is gone to puppy heaven. I'm sure I'll see her again, but I got a new puppy and her name is Halo. So, you know, after all of this metamorphosizing and everything, Auntie Angel finally got her Halo. She's ball. Anyway, but yeah, that's about as much as I would like to share. You go, Mama.
Oh, it's a lot. 10 years is a lot. Well, after the show, a lot of people don't know, but I took 3 years off. I went under the radar because it was a lot for me. It really was. As much as like I share, I'm grateful for Push Girls for what we did, what we created, what we put out there. But there were some things, like I said, you know, there was a few friends that were judging me and this and that, whatever. You know, I healed from it. It took me 3 years. And I took a break, so I went under the radar. And then when I came back out of my goddess cave, and the goddess awokened and came back to life, 2017, I started working as a TV host, still working for World Poker Tour. And I got married for about 6.5 years, and I'm going to share information right now. So no longer with Stefano, for those who know. Stefano from my Instagrams or my social media or whatever. We're still friends. I broke up with him last year in the beginning of the year. And last year, I wanted to take my spirituality to a whole other level. And little did I know, watch out what you ask for, as Tiff knows, you'll get it, not always in the way you want it. But I was bedridden for almost 9 months because I ended up getting first ever and last pressure sore. But during the whole Black Lives Matter and
Like the
everything,
degree
all
of pressure
that,
sore though.
like all the way down to the bone, like it was really bad. So I had to spend 8.5 months on my side, laying on my side. And I didn't watch Netflix, YouTube, nothing. I purposely took that time, that sacred moment to really work on myself spiritually. And every day I thought of a friend, one person I would think of, and I would just reminisce about everything and have them in my prayers and everything, because I had a lot of time while I was laying there and thinking. And of course, even though I was still laying there, you guys know they can paralyze me from the neck down, but I'm still going. So even though I was laying there, still pitching, speaking to producers, and I was still working and doing things. And now, right now, I met my twin flame. I know there's soulmates. If you guys believe in soulmates, you have a twin flame, and I have a new boo in my life, my twin flame, Matthew. So I had put myself back out there in the dating world 11/1. And so we've been dating for about 4 months now. And my little baby, Kenzo Bear, who's sleeping over here, I have a little fur baby too, and lots of projects. You guys just have to stay tuned, because I'll be staying in for a year, another 9 months. I'm staying in for this year. but I will be working on a few projects. I'm not gonna say anything, so you guys have to stay tuned for that. So in the meanwhile now, with Ati's help, because I don't think my girls can see, we need to
Chelsea actually
asking-
is on as well. I think.
answering the Q&As, questions.
Yeah, so if people see me
we
looking this
out
way, it's because
there.
I'm looking at my computer.
Yeah, I could see them too. So there's 51 people in the total chat, and there's been tons and tons of questions from the very
Oh,
beginning.
you
let's-
see them too,
let's do it.
Tiff?
Let's
Okay, good.
Throw it at us. Let's answer
Let
them.
me go over here.
Chelsea, you're gonna start from the top. Yeah, because it's all there's a lot.
We're just gonna like pop, 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 machine gun style, you guys. Whoever wants to just go for it, go for it.
Okay, I'm looking for the first question.
Yeah, just grab a question.
Well, there's a lot of comments, so you kind of it's hard to like just choose which one.
Yeah.
okay.
Like a lot of statements, like "Wow, Mia, 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 oh, love, lady," you know. So she's trying to find.
Yeah,
probably-
congratulations, Mia, getting married.
Mm. Thank you.
Mia, where'd you get married?
I know.
Oh, that's a good story. I got
Yeah.
married in Israel, and it was kind of a surprise. There was a group trip that we went on, and they actually offered to host a wedding for us there. But it was like for like 100 people that we didn't know at all. So my parents came, and some of my family lives there. But then Ange, right before I left, she was like, "I'm gonna be at your wedding," and I was like, "You're not gonna be there. You can't get there." And then sure enough, like in the middle of the wedding, this girl comes up and she's like, "Do you know Ange?" And I was like, "Yes." And she happened to know Angela and live streamed part of the wedding to Angela. So it was like super
Isn't that
crazy.
crazy? Oh
So
my God, it was so crazy.
crazy.
I was doing the Raw Beauty event and I was like, Mies, you're not gonna be here, but you're getting married. I wish I was there. I'm gonna be there. And then when my girl Mary was like, your girl is getting married right now. It's like, what? And then she sent me the thing. I said, oh my goddess, what? And then I was like freaking out. Manifestation. What's the question, Chels?
So we have a question here. It says, why did the show end if it was making such an impact? And why do you guys feel we haven't seen another one like it?
Oh, that's a good one.
Good
That's
question.
a really good one.
Do you want me to answer that one?
Yep, producer.
Honestly, do I answer it or?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. Well, you guys know Robert Redford. He bought 14 episodes the first year and 10 the second year. So not that Sundance needed ratings or anything like that, but third season. What do I say, you guys?
There was a new director that bought the company, and so it
Yeah.
went to different ownership. Right?
And there were certain things that we were supposed to do that they wanted us to do. And again, our show is about empowering and inspiration and positivity. We did not want to be another reality show, nothing against the reality shows out there. But with Push Girls, I was all about putting the real back into reality of our life, not to sit here and fight with my sisters and just
no
put
cat
stuff
fights.
out there that, and it's nothing against Gabe Rosenthal or anyone out there. It's just ratings. We don't know. We don't know. We just know that yeah, we decided we're not going to go on for a third season, and but that doesn't stop there because I'm working on putting us back out there again. So you guys just again gotta stay tuned. Don't make me say things. So yeah.
Another question is, what do you feel the show, what do you wish you could have shown and didn't show in the show?
That's a good one. Who wants to answer that?
I want to say something about that.
I knew it was gonna be you.
I feel like there was a lot of things, and we all know like from each other's stories too, hearing after the fact that there were so many funny moments that they ended up cutting out, and I think that they were afraid at the time that audiences would feel like they're laughing at disability or something, and that comedy was not a safe space for our show. Even on our talk shows and stuff, they would cut out a lot of things that we made jokes about. And I wish they would have shown those moments, like the moment when Tiffany fell over with her coffee in her hand and didn't spill it.
That was the best. You remember that, Chelsea, with that frappuccino? I was like,
Yeah,
I'm not
Chelsea.
losing this frappuccino.
Yeah.
I
And you guys at the putt putt place, you and Chelsea and Tiffany at the putt putt place,
Yeah,
What happened there? What did we do?
there was just funny moments that didn't make it in, and
we
I
literally couldn't do anything like at all. And they like made it look like we were like totally
Yeah.
fine, but
Oh, yeah.
literally Tiff and I were struggling.
There's all those little hills.
and one of you fell. One of you fell backwards.
Probably me. I mean,
I
I
can't remember.
that a lot. I still to this day, I swear. Oh, you should see me get out of the bath the other 2 nights ago or something. I'm like, I come up with a new invention of how I'm going to get out of the bath, like with, and I thought it was going well at first, and then until I realized that I was on my knees leaning over my chair, I'm like, not going over great, because I put my feet over the tub, and I thought this is how I should do it, just jump out like that, like
Yeah.
And I got up on the edge of the bath. I'm like, so easy, dude. And then I go to grab onto my chair, and it was just like slipped. And my dog's looking at me like, oh, I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, never a dull moment.
Here's-
I love when she talked about her 10-pound purse.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, you're the one with the muscles, Tim. You're like, I have a 10-pound purse.
Oh my
You
God.
couldn't get up the curb.
Yeah, but I think humor, like you said, Mia, is really like, for me, it's a huge component in my daily life. It's just what I do. And I think like with all of us, you know, it's one of the most important things, I think, too, to be able to laugh. Like, you know, that, like you said, there was like a certain energy 10 years ago that we weren't able to necessarily portray because they wanted to get the seriousness of it all, even though we kind of had processed a lot.
Yeah.
But I remember like Chelsea too. I feel like you adapted so quickly though in certain instances, because I remember sharing certain things with you. You're like, I'm gonna do what? And I'm like, you're gonna learn how to, I don't remember what it was. I was like, no, you're learning this today. And you're like, oh my God, what was it? Do you remember?
I don't know. Honestly, you guys made me do so many different things for the first time where I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing. And you guys are like, you're gonna figure it out. And I was like, okay, great.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
skiing.
Oh, I was terrified.
you were good at
Oh, it was the best though.
That
Wow.
was the best, Chelsea.
Meanwhile, Autie's like going off
So
freaking
awesome.
ramps.
that. Austin was good. Huh?
She was doing jumps.
Yeah.
Literally.
You know what? I feel like
I remember I did one jump and not knowing that there was another jump coming up right behind it. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, oh shit.
Oh my God. I was cold. And I had a dream of that blizzard that we got stuck in. And I told the producers, I was like, there's going to be like a little mini blizzard and someone's going to pop a tire and we're going to get stuck. They're like, no. Do you remember me telling you that? Or was I in the car with me and I told you, I dreamt it the
Yeah.
night.
Oh, I remember.
Chain.
I remember.
they wanted to put chains on your car and like we didn't know how. And that was scary. You were really, I've never seen Tiffany more scared. Like, you know,
Yeah, we're driving and then all of a sudden there's a van go off the edge of the cliff. Like
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
That was scary. It was scary.
Scary.
I know. And Chelsea, you go up there all the time, babe. Do you have to deal with that with the tires and stuff?
No, that like if you have 4-wheel drive, then you don't need chains. So, but like, so we only take cars that have like 4-wheel drive.
Smart.
So
Yeah, I had never been up to that side of the mountain. I'm used to like Tahoe and Reno up in Northern California mountains. I'm used to those ones. So
Yeah.
that was like, I had never been to, you know what I mean? Like if you know a road and you have a memory on it, you're fine. I'd never been on those roads. So I was like, and I just had that nightmare or that dream of getting stuck in the blizzard. Remember we're filming, we're drinking our hot cocoa or something. I'm all, hey guys, this is reminding me of the dream. Like the snow is starting and
Yeah. The blizzard's coming.
and we were like, okay, we have to smile. Don't say
Yeah.
that, Tiff. And we're like, haha, cheers. Okay, stop it.
yeah.
Freezing.
Here's another one. It says, how has a pandemic affected you differently as a woman who uses a chair?
That was good. I was rolling around with Lysol, okay, everywhere because I was so scared, honestly. I was like Lysoling my wheels. Yeah, I was definitely, it's, you know, a little intense for me in the beginning. I was super freaking out about it in the beginning.
So now, Tiff, like, because right now you're in Lodi, right, babe?
No, I'm like in the Central Valley, but yeah, near my hometown. Same.
But you
Central
guys,
Valley.
when you're out, you guys have to wear masks. Are they like as strict as here?
Yes and no. Like for example, I was in San Francisco yesterday, and that's just an hour from where I live. So
Yeah.
I went to the city, and it's there's a lot more people. It's high. It's way more populated. So everyone is definitely more masked. I think that I feel in different communities there might be more lackadaisical about it, I guess, in a sense. So you are, and then I think there might be places there in LA as well that like small restaurants and stuff, because businesses are struggling, like small businesses that these
Oh, yeah.
restaurants have been their livelihood, to not have any indoor dining and things like that. So I feel it's each city has its own little like rules, I feel, within each place because I still traveled a lot. I love to travel, so I just haven't been on the flights, but I've gone to different cities. I mean, Christmas I was in Carmel, then I go up to the mountains, and I've gone all over. I drove to Washington. I spent a few nights in Oregon. And so every little state and city I feel has their own way that they're going about it. It's changed so many. I mean, I know it's changed. One day it's this rule, then it's that rule. And it's kind of like the gyms being closed and stuff. Oh my God. That's been tough.
Yeah, that's tough. So when the gyms are closed, you just did everything at home.
Oh, I have a gym in my living room now.
Oh, okay.
I literally have a gym in my living room. I'm not kidding you. I have 2 weight benches. I have a whole gym, but it's still not the same as being in
A gym. Yeah, that energy, that vibe, you feeding off of like, and then music pumping and just, I totally, that scene, remember when you guys were like, you and me went into the gym and had that whole scene? What was it? I want to date or but you're in a relationship. What was that scene? But you're in a relationship first.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that was like the first episode, I think.
Yeah. Oh my-
The questions that we got like coming in, Chelsea, what did you see? You said about how it's changed the dynamic, the pandemic. How's it been for you girls? Like, I mean, obviously, Angela, I'm sure you are being a little bit more hibernating because of the
For
level of
sure.
injury. It's a little higher.
Oh,
So
yeah.
definitely.
I actually, believe it or not to cut you off, Chelsea, because obviously I want you to like answer too, babe. I went out yesterday for the first time, like to the Abbey, and that was my 14th time out in 11 months. And I went out to go celebrate my roomie's his birthday, and I was kind of like, okay, so I called, and of course, any party over 6, I had like reserved 2 tables, 1 for 5 and 1 for 5, because you have to like separate, can't have big parties. But as I said last year, March, I actually went into the hospital. I was sick, and it wasn't the coronavirus. I just caught a common cold that I can't even cough because being high, being C4. And they let me go home. Cedars released me on St. Patty's Day. And then that's when I had hired my night nurse to take care of me for 3 weeks. And then unbeknownst to me, hello, pressure wound. So I was in all last year in my house, in my office, laying on this lounge for 8.5, 9 months. But I didn't let anyone, as all the friends I have, I didn't let anyone come visit. I only have like 6 people who come to visit me. My friend Damon, Ema, Richard, Andy, and my honey Matthew, and of course Stefano. That's pretty much it. And when people do come, they have to wash their hands. Whatever. I don't go near anyone. I'm staying in for the year. I'm not taking the shots. Nothing against people who are taking the shots, but my white blood cell count is extremely low, and I'm highly allergic to things. So like you said, Tiff, I have to be really, really careful. So going out last night, it was wonderful to go out, but yeah, I won't be going out again. That was it. So that's why I'll be in and just be working on projects, and that's where you'll find me. So
Angela, there's actually a question for you. It says, Angela, what happened after you lost your nursing care? Who took care of you?
during Push Girls, Auntie
I know.
Judy.
Okay.
Auntie Judy. When I asked Dustin for the divorce, he's like, okay. And little did I know, a couple of days later, I lost my care. And Auntie Judy stepped in. She's like, don't worry, I'll take care of her. And then little did we know we had a TV show, and little did we know that she was gonna take care of me day and night for 2 years. And I remember we were in Sundance, you know, Auntie Judy's accent, and they were like, okay, you guys gotta go back to the hotel, you gotta get ready in 30 minutes, and we'll meet you down at the bottom, and the limo will come, blah, 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 blah. And me and Auntie were like, huh, what? I was like, Auntie, we gotta do this, we gotta hurry up, we gotta be on time. She's like, oh my God, I know now how the celebrities get the nervous breakdown. Oh my, that was like, I was like, just put me in the bed, put my dress on. I was like, grab my ankles, just hold me, put me back in the wheelchair. Oh my gosh, you guys.
How
Like,
is she? I miss her so much.
well, I saw her like a month ago. She's living up in California City in her little cute home, and she's, you know, she's enjoying her little life up there and taking it easy. She did get in a bad car accident last year in March when I was in the hospital. So knock on wood, she's so lucky because she could have been paralyzed. It was crazy because she had, yeah, I don't know. The doctor said, I don't know how you did not like, and I really believe it was her mom that was protecting her that day. So she was healing from that. It took her a long time because she broke so many pieces in her body. Yeah, but she's good now. She's good. She's strong again. And she's just trying to get back to, just like everybody, just getting back into life and just kind of doing her thing.
Wow.
Chelsea.
Auntie Judy was always so amazing. She always had such an amazing spirit.
Yeah.
I'll tell her that you guys said that. She'll be so happy.
There's two baby questions.
Hmm?
There's two baby questions. One is, Tiff, do you want kids? And Auti, do you have a baby? Because I think you said baby earlier.
Oh, okay.
So there's two baby questions.
Yes. Yes, I love children. And I did have a miscarriage last year. So that was definitely a trying time for me. So yeah, I'm very, I didn't realize how much I wanted to have children until, I mean, I knew I always wanted to. I thought I would have just always adopt. But needless to say, yeah, when being pregnant, I realized how much I want to have children. And that is, yeah. So yeah, it's kind of crazy to think about when you find out you're pregnant and that feeling. Yeah, you can't really describe what it feels like because you go through all these different emotions. Like, because I was traveling or doing stuff with this fitness group, and so it was like, oh my gosh, okay, so I'm not going to be doing that anymore. Okay, but then it's like I'm gonna have a baby, you know. So and then you get excited, and yeah, so I do want children. To stop making that longer than the answer that needs to be.
Odds?
And I have a baby. She's in the other room actually being babysat, or else because she is a puppy and she will bark and cry. But oh yeah, so there's the baby. She barks and cries. Her name is Halo, and if you go to my Instagram, you can see a picture of her. I'll bring her out a little bit after we're finished, or right before we're finished. Bunny! Sorry, guys.
Any more, Chels?
Question?
There's another one. Being so young at the time, did you ever had a hard time and freaked out being in front of the camera? I feel like all of us can maybe answer this. I don't think I ever freaked out being in front of the camera. I just think it was really hard sometimes to be really raw and like real when like I'm literally sitting there talking to say Tiffany and I'm crying and I'm like, okay, there's a camera literally right there and I have to like ignore it. So I don't think it was ever like, I never ever got freaked out about it, but I remember it being really hard being like, okay, I want to be real and I want to be raw and honest, but also like, it's kind of awkward when there's like a guy sitting there like, and you're just like, okay. And there's like a sound mic over and they're just like talking to each other and you're like, okay, stay focused on the conversation. So yeah, but it was fun.
I think for the most part, most of us were in a relationship at the time. And I think that the hardest part was not wanting to upset our partners, or at least for me. I didn't want to say anything or put anything out there that I did not want to harm my partner or, you know, have them feel a way about a certain thing. So that was the hard thing for me. So I'll speak on myself as Eric and I, when we went to, I don't know, the first season when we were trying to get pregnant, and we would go into the office and they would say, okay, so are you able to have, and are you able to? And I would always make sure that they focused on me and not him. As far as like, am I able, do I still have eggs? Am I able to still get pregnant? Instead of, well, are you able to have kids as well? Or, why aren't you guys pregnant yet? And I never wanted them to focus on him because I didn't want him to be upset or to feel away. I think that's the only hard part it was for me. Other than that, I'm an open book when it comes to me personally. When it's me, then it's just like open book, ask away, shoot away.
I agree. I think that was the hardest part. Was it's one thing if we know we signed up for this, but like not everybody else in our life did. And so there were, and once like our storylines, started being what they were, we couldn't just be us because we do have bigger lives and we do have other people. So I would agree that was the most stressful part for me too, was how it would impact other people.
Mm-hmm. How about for you, Mies, like when you had the episode with Mom? Like for me, I know I had an episode with my dad that was sensitive where we talked about past abuse and stuff. And I remember at that time, like, although I wanted to like confront him, I didn't, because I didn't want to hurt him on camera because I knew that he had changed. I don't know how that was for you, Mia.
It was strange because I thought my mom would first of all would not even be willing to come on camera. But since she was, it kind of played out naturally. I mean, it wasn't like I even really thought about it, like she came and we filmed and that's what evolved out of that. It wasn't until I saw it later that I realized how emotionally distant and cut off she was in that scene when I was actually being emotional, which that struck me as something interesting because I rarely get to that place. And then I think it was because I did, like Chelsea said, we have like cameras in our faces, but also that crew became part of our family, so it became easier to film things like that. And if that had happened, like in the very beginning, I don't think I would have been able to even be in that place comfortable enough to have myself go there. But by that point, it did feel like it was family around and there was no, there was no secrets about my relationship with her and the difficulty there. So it just, it was.
I know, so even though we were all so close, sorry, Ange, I'm just gonna like mediate just for a second. We were all so close, there were still things that we didn't know fully about each other, or we would like see it play out on the episode as it would air. We'd be like, oh, because like what the reason why I say that is because I remember seeing you throw something after your mom left the room and you were pissed, and I was just like, I didn't know Mia could do that. Or could go there. I was like, oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And the truth is, my mom is
that way.
Yeah, and that's the truth. The truth is in my life, like my mom is the only one that can get me to that place. So it made sense. But yeah, that's true. Like there were different sides that we saw of each other in different situations where we wouldn't have had that interaction because we have different relationships. Very, very fascinating. I thought that, in fact, I wasn't excited to watch the show after we had filmed it because we had already filmed it and it's our lives. So it's like, but they would make us watch it.
Hey, remember we got to New York and we had to see it and I had no idea. And I'm like, why is everyone like, remember? And then I was like, oh my God, we had no idea what they were going to play first. And
we were so freaked out. And I think that's why it was so scary because we were like, we don't know how it's going to come together, but we kind of did. But yeah, that, because they made us watch it afterwards, I think it gave us insight into each other that we didn't get while we were filming. So I found the show interesting to watch as an audience member because of that.
I have to say something, a couple of things actually, but first, it's crazy because there's one of our producers who's I still talk to, and he was telling me how he's still connected to everybody from the show. He still works with them and sets them up for other TV shows. But he said that Push Girls was one of the best shows he's ever worked on. Not tooting our horns, but I wanted to put that in there. You guys remember Jace? Jace! Remember Jace? So remember the time,
Jeez,
like,
he's great.
yeah, but like the thing is, like what Mia said, I agree with you with what you said, Chelsea, about the camera being there and just trying to focus. I had said that earlier too. But then what Mia said, we were very blessed because we had this amazing crew, especially in the first season. And it was like family. And I remember Jen hated hugs. And I'm such a hugger. So every time she'd come, I'd be like, hugs, we gotta give hugs to everybody. I'm like, would always like have to, she'd be like, and I'm like hugging her and stuff, just so that the vibe was good, the energy was good. And JMO, our camera woman, oh, I remember doing a scene, it was a catheterization scene because I wanted people to know this is how I go to the bathroom. This is how I pee. And I was like, I don't want so-and-so, nothing against him, but I want JMO, I was like, Jay, like, make sure you cover my hoo-ha, but still get that angle where, and I was like there, like spread eagle in my bed. And she's like there with the camera. And I'm like, oh my gosh, and so it's just, I remember when we were in Mexico and you guys had to put the wetsuits on. And I'm like, Empty, I don't want you to have to, that's going to just be torturous. Like, it's going to be so hard to put that. And I was like, Jay's like, and you got to do it. I was like, I'm not doing it. Unless you do your runway catwalk, then I'll do it. We were all on the bus, do you remember? And Jace went behind the building and then he's like, okay. And he like comes out, he whips it around and he starts doing the walk and we're like, ah. And I was like, all right, I guess I gotta put the wetsuit on.
It's so
But,
fun.
yeah.
It's so amazing. I haven't seen him for a few years. I caught up with him a few years back, but how's he doing? Have you talked to him recently?
Yeah, he actually texted me. I didn't check the text because I was like busy. Like, when a bunch of text messages come through, just checking in, saying hi, which after this, I'll end up texting everybody back because this weekend just been crazy. And so, but he's doing great now. I mean, he was working a lot. He's been working a lot since Push Girls. So just, there's a few that of the folks that we worked with that I still stay in contact with. And
Okay.
yeah, 10 freaking years. So
Any more
question.
questions? Yeah. Let's see what we have.
Yes, there is. Has dating in a wheelchair been difficult?
Go watch the show. No, I'm kidding.
And then someone also asked Angela how you met your boyfriend through quarantine.
Yeah.
I know, right? My friends tease me. They're like, only someone can fly to such and such or during quarantine. Well, like I said, I was in my office healing a pressure wound. So in October, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go back on OkCupid. And my girlfriend said, go on Bumble. And then someone said, no, go on Hinge. Hinge is a little more serious. And Matthew is the first person I met on Hinge. And then just the connection. He's like, I was like, when's your birthday? How old are you? And and what sign are you? And do you follow that stuff? Like, are you into astrology? And he's like, I was going to ask you the same thing. And I was like, oh, my birthday's 3/15, 1975. I'm Pisces. And he's like, oh, I know a woman that has your birthday, my mom and my dog. I was like, what? So yeah, but yeah, so that's how we met.
Okay, here's another one. Angela, are you noticing networks and producers are more open to the idea of the show this time around, or are you still getting the same type of replies?
No, they're open. Hello, if you don't have someone disabled in your show, you're not cool. No, I'm kidding. Sorry.
Fired.
Not a little sassy for you. What else, babe?
This one says, what has been your biggest challenge living life in a chair?
That's for everyone. You guys go. Pop, pop, pop.
Trying to contain these Mexican hips of mine.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, Auntie, not even.
I would say that it's like that the follow-up from that other question. It's like that other people were and still are a little bit like afraid to go there and show our life and show what we're doing in such a positive way. I think that that's the hardest thing, people thinking that it's something negative.
Yeah,
I
think
agree.
yeah. The
Yeah.
hardest thing, I mean, there's so many different right components, like little aspects of our daily life that like, for example, for me now, I think that for me, it's just like going up the ramp with groceries and things falling all over. Like that is so annoying. You know, the person that gets out of the trunk with all their grocery bags and they're gonna do it like one trip. Like I'm
That's
that
me.
girl. I'm like, why do I have to be that person? Like, and I'm piling it up here, and I'm like, I'm gonna do it. And I go up the ramp, and then it's like,
Yep.
it's like that's one of the most annoying things I would say.
And don't ever get plastic bags.
Yes,
Plastic bags are the worst.
I know, right? They do.
Yeah, because everything slides. You got to get the
They
paper
always
bag.
give you that. They like, oh, I'm gonna give you a free bag because we're in California. They charge 10 cents. I'm gonna give you free. Here's a free bag. Don't worry about it. I'm like, oh, you're so sweet. Can I have paper? They're like,
Yeah,
no,
that's exactly.
we don't have paper because we can't charge you for paper. Okay.
Exactly.
Chelsea, what would you say?
I would say when people tell me that I can't do something just because of their like lack of education about disabilities, I think that really irks me. Like if someone's like, "Oh, well, you can't ride this ride." And I'm like, "Why?" And they like are like, I don't know. That I think is like the one thing for me where I'm like, that irks me, but
Oh yeah, that is annoying too, especially when you're in smaller towns too, and they're like,
Mhm.
they're just it's like, whoa, you're doing that, like, whoa, you drive, like, oh, I can pick you up. It's like, it's okay, I have a car and I drive. They're like, oh, or but then there's also those beautiful parts of people that they have this urgency to want to help, and they and even
Yeah.
you're like, oh, it's okay, and then other times, especially now when you drop something and they're like, oh, I got it, you're like, no, please don't. I don't see you wearing a mask now or something.
There's another one. It says, "What activity do you wish you girls could do together again?"
Wait, before we answer that one, Chelsea, I wanted to share like that last question.
Yeah.
Because it's very serious and it's something I'm dealing with right now. The one thing that is very difficult for me being in a wheelchair right now that I'm just completely just disgusted, and I'm being honest here as I always am, is living a life as a quadriplegic in our country and having to fight the system for good care. And that's something that I'm dealing with right now. And I'm not bringing the party down or anything, but it's a serious issue that needs to be heard and addressed and something to be done. Because for us, we go in the community to make our community stronger, and we go out to change the world and everything. But it's like there's folks that do stay home and they get disability. And we do get disability, some of us, and we can only make a certain amount a month. And it's like a whole balancing act. But it's another thing when you're a quadriplegic and you're like laying in bed waiting for a caretaker. It's like, well, how am I supposed to get a caretaker if I can't make the money? But I can't make the money because like if I make too much, then you guys are not going to give me my disability. So there's all these rules and stuff. So it's just a shame that we have a system that's weak, where we're trying our best to have a better quality of life, and yet the system paralyzes us. Like that needs to change.
Mhm.
And we need to have
Yeah,
companies that can provide the care.
it's
for
not
people.
funny. I got denied disability, so it's like,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
I'm
oh,
like, wait a minute, I'm sorry, what? They're like, no, you're denied. I'm like, okay, I don't know what I did wrong here, but like, how do I?
or
Yeah,
they give you a piece of paper, like you have to prove you're disabled.
I'm in the gym. I'm like, yeah, it kind of threw me for a loop, but it just pushed me to go out and find a job. But it was hard to get. It was not easy. You know what I'm saying? But it just, like you said, it's like, whoa, the person that really is physically challenged, that has a physical disability or whatever, it's like denied. And then they say, oh, you have to fight and you do this appeal. I'm like, how draining is that? Like, how much time would that take? So I just,
A year.
yeah, at least. So I feel for you, because that must be so annoying. Like,
It's extremely annoying because it's like what you
We
said.
need to
Like
go
I
to
was
the
on-
doctors. I'm sure teaching our doctors how to treat us, or giving ourselves our own diagnosis and asking for our own
Exactly.
medications because they don't know what to do.
Exactly. So I mean, that's going to be another topic. That'll be another Push Girls thing when we talk about serious issues of being in a wheelchair. So yeah, that's a thing that we definitely need to change, and we're going to do something about. Charles, what is it? What was it that we all want to do together? What was the question,
Yes.
babe?
What activity would you like to do together again?
Mexico.
Mexico.
Oh, yes,
Yes.
yes, we gotta do that, you guys.
Like
Oh my
La
God.
Paz, that was the best. La
Yeah,
Paz
La
was so
Beautiful.
Yeah,
It's
this
so
time we
pretty.
should go water skiing.
Yeah.
Imagine though if we actually went though into like where it's super busy at, like because we went to where it's super peaceful and calm, but if we went to like the main part, which was
Cabo.
yeah, that's like the headquarters. What Chelsea? Did you just put your head down? Oh, I think like what that would be like. Oh my gosh.
So,
I'd like to see if they could get us all in that parasailing thing together.
oh my gosh. Don't even bring that thing up. Chelsea knows what I'm talking about.
Angela almost slipped out.
Yeah, I remember that.
She full
And I
on almost
told them.
slipped out.
I remember that.
That was
My parents
terrifying.
warned me not to go on that, and I wanted to go so bad, but then I was like, okay, it's meant for them. They got to chosen to go on it. I'm just supportive of it. But my dad warned me of doing that, and I was like,
Yeah, your dad's smart.
Do you remember when we drove the golf cart with the stick or
Yes.
something? That was so fun.
Like my-
And they were not wanting us to. And the producers were like, come on, just let him. And we're like, come on, like it's fine. And they were like, all right, okay, bye. And we like go down the hill and you're like, I can't stop.
yes.
Oh, that was fun.
The
Yes.
best. Oh my
Very
God.
good.
Like one of the that was actually one of the one comedy things they did, like keeping.
They let us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You girls wanted me to go to Vegas. I was like, it's my birthday. I want to go to where there's water and ocean and, and then that was kind of like a debate. I know you girls love Vegas so much. I'm like, I like Vegas for work, but
Oh, no. Thank you for Mexico.
no,
that
it wasn't
was
that.
the
Thanks for the show because it wasn't like it was on my dime.
Oh, that was the best. That was the best. Like, especially that dinner that we had.
Oh my
Like-
gosh, it was great on the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's fun. That was a lot
Oh
of
my
fun.
goes, the little puppy.
Oh my god, he's so cute, lady.
Look at
You stole Lady
you.
Gaga's baby, didn't you? You are the culprit.
Aw,
She does look like one.
oh my gosh.
Yes, Lady Gaga. Where's my 500,000?
Next
I got
question is, it's not fair, honestly feeling.
So we'll do 2 more questions and then I'm gonna have each of you guys do something and then we'll be wrapping it up.
Okay.
I don't see any more questions. I went through the whole thing.
You did?
Oh, if some new technology came about that gave you guys the ability to walk, some advanced surgeries or whatever, would you do it? Ooh, that's a good one to end on.
Oh, go Mia.
I
She
definitely would have
Stem cells from years ago. She says no every time.
Yeah.
I feel like I
Hasn't changed for you?
what? Oh, has
It
it changed?
Changed?
That's a good question. If you ask me in another 10 years, maybe, because like once my body starts breaking down and I feel a difference. But yeah, but I think it's more psychological, and I think that it would be traumatic to just wake up tomorrow and be walking again, like, because it's not just the way we like operate, but the way the world views us now. And like, there's so many complications of more than just what it's like to walk or not walk that, yeah, I mean, I don't feel the need for it.
You wouldn't get front row parking anymore. So
I know that.
No VIP parking, baby.
I'll be honest with you guys. Like I said from before, anything to improve my upper, or even if I can get my hands back, like just so I can get myself out of the bed, I don't have to rely on people,
Yeah, and
Easy.
you're a completely different case in that scenario. I mean,
Easy.
like the quality of life for you is an issue when it comes to that,
Yeah.
So it would be a
I'm like,
different.
why didn't you just make me a para? But it's like I know I wouldn't have slowed down if I was a para. Like me being a quad, I still don't slow down. So I know the reason why I had to be a quad, and I had to learn to ask people for help because I had too much pride that I wouldn't ask for help. So I knew that was my lesson.
wow.
I feel like there's
So
the
who's
gratitude
gonna answer?
things that we do naturally, just the fact that like if we get out and like pump our gas at the gas station, maybe someone driving by like has like an epiphany of like, oh wow, like, you know, I should be grateful for what I have. What I don't know, but like there's ways that we can make an impact being in a chair that we can't do necessarily if we are walking again. So I feel very grateful for those opportunities to be able to impact when we not necessarily are interacting with someone. It might just be something you're doing and you don't even realize it. You're like, I mean, there's one time someone came up and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so inspired. And I'm like, why? Like, you know, like, but it's like, and then there's this whole thing in the community of like, that's like the inspiration part of it being like a negative thing. But also I think sometimes the world needs inspiration. And if that's what they get it from, that's what they get it from, you know, like anything I think that makes people feel better and positive for whatever is going on with them is a good thing.
I agree. Okay, so what was the thing?
Audrey,
Oh.
did you answer it? Sorry, Tiff.
Oh, no, I feel the same way that you guys do. It's like, I don't feel the need to be so-called fixed, you know, because that's what other people would look at it as like, oh, you need to be fixed. I'm like, no, we're not needing to be fixed. If it came along, would I do it? I don't know, maybe because before I would say no. I'm just against embryonic stem cell, but now they're having different forms of stem cell that I do believe in because it actually helped me with a torn rotator cuff. So for me, I think not just walking, but just having the better quality of
I
life.
have to go pee. I'm so sorry. Okay, can I?
I love you, Tiffany.
Sorry, I've been trying to hold it.
No, it's all good. We're wrapping it up. So like,
No, let her go where she has to go.
yeah,
You want to
No.
come back, Tiff, or you can go?
No, wait, I'll wait till you wrap it up. It just hurts now.
we're wrapping it up. I didn't want to go.
Wrap it up.
too long,
Yeah,
because I
so,
knew that
yeah.
we were late 30 minutes, so I figured we'd stay on for 10, 15 minutes, which now it's 8:17. But basically, so each of you, are you guys able to have access to your phone and go to #PushGirlsReunion
On which app?
on Instagram? Sorry.
Oh, are you talking to us?
Yeah, I'm talking you guys.
Oh,
Sorry.
I thought you were like
Oh, I
asking
didn't
the.
mean to cut you off, babe, but like, yeah, I know that. Thank you guys for like the fact that we were 30 minutes late into this all.
Yes.
And to
Yes,
the
thank you,
fans and the
guys.
followers, our friends and family out there, thank you, you guys, for being patient with the technical difficulties. But we did have like a little contest. So those that were following our accounts or paying attention to the details of it was basically to share a favorite photo of us, or perhaps a photo of a picture you took with one of us or with all of us, whatever. So Chelsea, Mia, Tiff, and Ati, if you guys go on your Instagram and put hashtag
There's
Push-
100,
Zoom reunion,
fewer than 100.
then you will see photos. So Chelsea, you pick your favorite photo, and whoever that person is, please tell me their name. They'll be one of the winners. And then Mia, you pick a favorite photo that you see there from the hashtag Push Girls Zoom Reunion. That'll be a winner. And then same with you, Tiff, and then Ati. And then just remember the names. You can announce them, and then I'll reach out to them.
Okay. Are you talking about that right now?
Should we announce it now since it's live, so it's
Yeah,
realistic?
yeah, of course. But you guys pick who it is, because you guys didn't know anything about this. So now people know that it's not rigged.
So each of us choose one person. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
So you say Push Girl Reunion, hashtag
Push
Push Girl.
Girls Zoom Reunion. They should have
Okay.
used hashtag Push Girls Zoom Reunion, and you'll see some photos. You go ahead and pick one of our fans, say their name. We've got 4 winners, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you end up sending me their names, and then I'll reach out to them and give them their prize.
Okay.
Okay.
So, my
Can I go first?
favorite-
Go, Chelsea.
I want to go first.
Okay,
Go,
and
babe.
I got it.
Lupita.
Shut up! That's who I'm picking. Oh my god! Now, are you looking at the snow one?
Yeah.
Me too.
I was like, oh, yeah, that one.
I love that one. That's the one I just liked it too. Yeah, push.
Just send that to me, please, Chelsea. So Lupita is one of our winners.
Yes, Lupita, she's so cute.
All right, who's next? We're wrapping this up.
So should
I'll
I
reach out to you, Lupita. And I'm not gonna say, I'll give you your gift. It's a surprise. And you can take a photo and share it with us.
So I'll choose another one then.
Yes, please, Tiff.
Okay, so then my next favorite is going to be, wow, that's an interesting photo. Sorry, it's in Spanish, but it's like, that's so cool that they post that one. It says, no me para mi destaco. I don't know what this means, but let me put the translation on. I don't stop highlight. This was the sign in LA Push Girls that made it on Sunset Boulevard. Oh, that's so cool. So the name is it's a festival, inclusive festival. So that's a whole festival. That's not gonna work. That's cool. Okay.
Mia, you have someone while Tiff's looking? I'm just wrapping it up so we all can go.
I'll
And
do
How
one.
about
Tiff can go.
DJ Encarnacion?
That's the one I was gonna pick.
Yeah, that's the
Say the
festival.
name again.
I think that's the festival.
DJ Encarnacion.
Can you please send me the name and then I'll reach out. Like I said, it's a surprise, so you'll receive your gift and then you can take a photo and then tag us.
Okay, perfect. So that's 2.
All right, I'll do one.
Okay.
Go, Ati, and then Tiff will do the 4th one, and then we're gonna go, you guys.
Ambi 132. One where we're at the aquarium.
Oh, I love that one. I love that photo. Amber, Ambi,
Ambi 132.
send the name to me,
Amber.
please.
That's Amber.
Yay.
AMBEE. Yeah, it's Amber.
Okay, I got mine.
Okay, go, Tiff.
Sammy Hot Wheels.
Ah,
Which one?
Sammy Hot Wheels.
Sammy Hot Wheels. So SAMMIE_hot_wheels.
Mia, do you remember that time when we went out with my girlfriend in a wheelchair and we went to PF Chang's and then we went to the mall, not PF Chang's,
Yeah.
California Pizza Kitchen, and
Yes.
we were going into the elevator. Remember the mom that came out and she was talking to us and told, I think that's the Sammy.
Yes,
I
that's
think-
what I was thinking too, Sammy.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'll have to see that and check it out. But
Yeah.
guys, we're all gonna say our goodbyes. Each of us very brief as we go because our picture just pops up one at a time, not all 5 of us. So go ahead, Ati, say what you'd like to say really quickly, love.
Just want to say I love you guys. I love you girls, my queens sitting on their throne, rocking their thrones. I'm super proud of each and every one of you all that you are doing and continuing to do and flourishing. I pray nothing but amazing blessings over each and every one of your lives. Anybody who's watching, and especially my girls, may many, many blessings come upon your lives that blow your mind out of this world. I remember when we got Push Girls, my mind was blown out of this world. So I'm hoping that God blesses you more than that.
Kelsey,
I just want to say thank you to everyone that watched the show and that continues to stick around and message us and say, hey, I watched you from Push Girls. Thank you guys for your support. And then all of you, I love you all so much. I don't know what I would do without you guys in my life. And yeah, I'm just so thankful that that day I went to that event and met you guys, not only because of the show, but just because of everything you guys have given me as individuals and all the private conversations that we've all had. Just being newly injured really completely like changed my entire outlook on just being a girl with a disability. So thank you all for watching and joining us this month.
So
me,
Ditto to whatever was said already. I mean, I just have lots of love for everybody, anybody that tuned in, and lots of love for you ladies. And I just love the fact that we can all come together because in numbers, we can make even more of an impact in this world. So let's keep cheering each other on and making the world a better place and making it even more easier for the generations to come after us. That's the goal.
yes,
Tiff,
I love it. I love
Tiff.
all of you. I love every single person, every supporter, every person that has messaged me. I feel so blessed and grateful every single day that these messages I get in some way, shape, or form where we have enhanced their life for the betterment, of their life of having maybe a disability, just going through whatever it is without a disability, just living life to the fullest. And I think that's something that we've all been able to do as a whole, been able to show people that, look, you know, circumstances, they can be fleeting and always changing, but your mindset has to always be continuously evolving. And so I'm grateful for that and thankful that we were able to do a Zoom reunion. And I'm grateful that I'm going to go to the bathroom now. So.
Yay! So yeah, everything that my girls said, the push girls, my queens on their thrones, you guys, Ati, Chels, Mies, Tiff, I love you guys. All the fans out there, everyone who followed, our friends, our family, we couldn't have done this without you guys. We love you guys for all the support, from all these years of you guys being there and just checking on us and everything. We truly are grateful. I say thank you, and please continue following all of us. Stay tuned. We're going to be doing more of these, and I love you guys. I love you guys. That's all I got to say. So thank you. Stay healthy, be safe, and may this year be a powerful one. All right. Bye.
I have to go to the bathroom. Me too. I have to go to the bathroom. I can't.
Yay.
Yay. I'm going to see, is there a way to save this chat? Because we
I
missed.
hope so. That was exactly, we were late 30 minutes.
I know,
and
wait,
so
pop out chat.
Thank you guys.
Okay, the chat popped out. How do I save it? Can I save the chat? Manage moderator participants. I don't know if I can. Anybody else know how?
Oh God, really? There has to be a way, because I know when I did the Tony Robbins thing and he had the live chats, they saved it that night, and all the other nights I could watch it.
Okay.
So there is a way to save it.
Okay, so I'm still, we're still live, because if I cut off the live, I think, or maybe once I end the live, then we can save it, maybe? Because I don't see anything where it says save now.
Oh my God, my leg is numb. I can't feel it.
Can somebody else maybe let me know how? I think just keep it uploaded.
Like, oh,
Anybody know how to keep this YouTube chat?
are we still on the live? We are.
Yes.
No?
Yes, we are. YouTube chat. Wait.
Hi, baby, my love.
How
Hi,
to
my love.
save
Hold
YouTube
on, let me
chat?
put it right back on.
Live chat.
Oh.
Install this Chrome extension. Install
Yeah,
extension once installed. Open the live streaming video URL. You can find the save chat button.
Hi, my baby bear. Hi,
Chrome.
my love.
Install this Chrome extension. Anybody else?
I'm gonna mute this now. Bye, you guys. And if you can, really quick. Love you guys.
Love you too. Love you, Mies. If you want to jump off, you can. It's up to you.
I just gotta feed Kenzo, but I'll put this on mute.
Oh, okay. Here are some popular live stream services. No. How it works. Once you install the plugin, you can see the button Save Chat. Install this Chrome extension. Okay, add to Chrome. Add extension.
Maybe you can just take screenshots of it.
That too.
What?
I said that too. Save live chats. Maybe that's it. Extension. Live chat. We save chat. Live chat. Okay, there's the extension, but maybe now I just gotta go back over to here.
Maybe you can just take screenshots of it.
Okay, that too.
What?
I said that too. Oh, such a delay. It's so weird. Okay. Still don't see the thing. That's a lot of screenshots. That's a lot of chat. There's extensions. Save live chat. Okay, so. Oh, there it is. No? Okay. After installing this plugin, open the YouTube live streaming video. You will see save. Okay. I don't know. It's interesting.
We're still
Sit
streaming.
here with my face all weirded out.
You could just,
Is
why don't you just,
somebody else? Let's see. Select all and copy. True. Thank you.
oh.
Thank you, somebody. My brain. I'm
Oh,
like,
Amber
oh,
was
yeah,
able to copy and paste.
yeah. Hello. I knew somebody was smart.
Thanks,
Copy.
guys.
Thanks, guys. For sure. Okay, now I can escape this. Okay.
Really behind the scenes.
Right? They are so getting behind the scenes. And I'm over here. I guess I could show my photo still. Just get the side of my head. As I'm like, I just hate this profile.
I think you're still live.
I am. I don't care, you know me. Oh, I gotta put it in a Word doc, probably. Not everybody has notes. Word doc, then I could share it that way. Should I quit? I could at least end the live stream.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, before I do that though, let me make sure. I'd be like, quit it, and then it didn't copy it. I'm like, no. Okay. Once it does, paste. Ah. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. Okay. Ending stream. Bye, guys. We love you.
Love you.
Ending on their end.
Bye, guys.
All right, a little bit much better now.
All right.